another episode of Cycles. I have a question here. During warm days, you cool yourself by damping your skin with a wet towel. Which of the following takes place? A. Your skin absorbs the coldness of the water. Letter B. Your skin releases energy when water from your skin evaporates. Letter C. The temperature of the water on your skin decreases as it evaporates. And letter D. The temperature of your skin increases as water evaporates from your skin. Oops! Ma'am, bakit tanong agad? Wala pa namang lesson. Okay, bakit nga ba ako nagtanong about this matter? We apply the concept of heat and temperature every day. Kamukha nung questions kanina. Bakit tayo gumagamit ng wet towel kapag naiinitan tayo? Bakit pinupunas natin ito sa ating skin? Okay, so sasagutin natin yung tanong na yan after ng lesson ito. Our lesson for today is all about heat and temperature. But before we go on to our lesson, let's first have our learning competency. Ano yung dapat nating matutunan sa lesson na to? First, we will differentiate between heat and temperature at the molecular level. Ma'am, ano po ba yung molecular level? Pag sinabi natin molecular level, it is the smallest units that make up an organism or an element. And number two, we will define a specific heat capacity. Punta muna tayo kay temperature. Temperature is a measurement of how hot or cold of an object is. It can be measured with a thermometer. Thermometer is a marked glass tube with colored alcohol inside. Meron tayong 3 scales to measure temperature. We have Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. Si Celsius, ito yung international scale. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng international scale? A temperature scale that defines the freezing point of water as 0 degrees and the boiling point of water as 100 degrees. Celsius scale, centigrade scale. How is it measured? Meron tayo ritong example na laboratory thermometer. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung laboratory thermometer, meron siyang red liquid inside. So, ano ba yung purpose ng red liquid inside? As something gets hotter, its temperature increases and the object expands. Yung red liquid na nandoon sa thermometer, nag-expand siya kapag mataas yung temperature. Paano naman pag lumamig? As it gets colder, the temperature decreases and the object contracts. So, bumababa naman ngayon yung red liquid inside the thermometer kapag mababa yung temperature. Na-mention ko yung expansion kanina. Kapag mainit yung temperature, yung liquid inside the thermometer expand. So, describe muna natin yung thermal expansions in terms of solid, liquid, and gas particles.
Meron tayo dito particles ng solid. So, i-heat natin yung solid. Tingnan natin ano yung mangyayari sa particles ng solid. Okay, kung mapapansin natin, kung pinainitan siya, nag-expand yung particles ng solid. Try naman natin sa liquid. So, kung mapapansin ulit natin, mas mabilis na nag-expand yung particles ng liquid compare kay solid. At how about naman ang gas? So, dahil gas particles to, nakaspread na sila. So, hiwa-hiwalay na yung particles ng gas. Tingnan natin pag in-applyan natin ang heat. So, mapapansin natin na doon sa 3 states of matter, yung solid, liquid, and gas, yung particles ng gas ang nag-expand na mas mabilis compare kay liquid at kay solid. Pangalawa naman na nag-expand na mabilis si liquid at last naman ay si solid. So, ito yung observation natin dun sa thermal expansion ng solid, liquid, and gas kapag in-applyan natin ng heat.
We will proceed to activity 1, explaining hotness or coldness. It deals with one of the major effects of heat transfer, which is temperature change. In this activity, we will describe the hotness or coldness of an object in terms of its temperature. We will also compare the changes in the temperature of water to determine the relationship between the amount of heat transferred and the resulting temperature change. Ito yung mga materials na gagamitin natin. We have gas, hot water, tap water, cold water, and thermometer.
Hello mga ka-Cyflix! So gagawa tayo ng simple experiment about heat and temperature. Meron tayo ditong cold water. So sa tatlong baso na yan, lahat sila ay cold water. So i-measure muna natin yung kanyang temperature. Okay, para makita natin na they all have the same temperature. Ito yung first container natin o yung glass natin na may cold water na 13 degrees Celsius. Lalagyan natin ng hot water na 100 ml. Tingnan natin kung ano yung mangyayari sa temperature niya. Ayan, napapansin natin nag-e-expand yung red liquid sa loob ng thermometer. Tumataas siya, no? It rises. Okay, umabot siya ng 41 degrees Celsius. Tingnan natin kung tataas pa. 1 lang talaga, 41 degrees. Lagay tayo ng tap water sa container number 2. Tapos tingnan natin anong mangyayari doon sa temperature niya. So, naging 20 degree Celsius naman ngayon ang results. Ang next natin gagawin, maglalagay tayo ng 100 ml of cold water sa container number 3 for naging 11 degrees Celsius na lang siya ngayon. After natin makuha yung kanilang final temperature do sa tatlong container, kinuha natin yung difference ng kanilang temperature. So, yung glass number 1 na nilagyan natin ng hot water, ang kanyang difference ay 28 degrees Celsius. Si tap water naman ay 7 degrees Celsius. At yung ating third container na may cold water naman ay 2 degrees Celsius.
Mineasure at nirecord natin yung temperature of water doon sa tatlong glasses. Yung sa hot water, ang initial temperature niya ay 73 degrees Celsius. Tapos, sa tap water naman ay 28 degrees Celsius. At sa cold water ay 10 degrees Celsius. Noong nilagyan natin sila ng 100 ml na hot water, yung glass 1 o yung hot water, naging 86 degrees Celsius siya. Yung tap water na 28 degrees Celsius, naging 51 degrees Celsius. At yung cold water na 10 degrees Celsius ay naging 38 degrees Celsius. After natin salinan ng another 100 ml of hot water. In which container is heat transfer taking place? What evidence best support your answer? Sa experiment natin kanina, heat transfer was taking place in containers 1 and 2. There was a change in the temperature of water in this container. Kung i-recall natin, meron tayong tatlong baso kanina, pare-pareho natin nilagyan ng cold water. Mineasure natin, ang nakuha nating initial temperature ay 13 degrees Celsius. Yung container 1 o yung glass 1 na nilagyan natin ng hot water, naging 41 degrees Celsius ang kanyang temperature. At si glass 2 naman, naging 20 degrees Celsius. In which container was there a greatest amount of heat transferred? What is the basis of your answer? So, alam naman natin at nakita natin na the greater amount of heat was transferred in container 1. There was greater change in temperature of this water. Imagine, From 13 degrees Celsius, naging 41 degrees Celsius. Ang difference ng kanyang temperature ay 28 degrees Celsius. How are the amount of heat transferred and the change in temperature of water related? So the amount of heat transferred is proportional to the change in temperature. The greater the amount of heat transferred to an object, the greater the increase in temperature. Observe natin kanina sa activity natin na kapag ang heat ay na-absorb or given by an object, yung kanyang temperature ay nagbabago. If the object absorbed heat, its temperature rises. So what is heat? Heat is a transfer of energy between objects or places because of difference in temperature. Heat exists as energy intensive, and it is not contained in an object. Heat is always transferred from hot to cold. The natural direction of heat flow from between two bodies depends on temperature. Ito yung example natin. So, cup gets cooler while hand gets warmer. Sino ba yung mas mainit? Yung cup o yung kamay natin? Siyempre, mas mainit yung cup. So, yung heat ng cup pupunta ngayon sa ating kamay. Kaya yung kamay natin gets warmer. Kabalik na naman sa second picture. Ice get warmer while hand gets cooler. Dahil mas mainit yung kamay natin kaysa dun sa ice, yung heat, magpa-flow siya doon sa ice. So, yung ice gets warmer while hand gets cooler. Yun yung flow of thermal energy from one object to another. At yung sinasabi ng statement na heat is always transferred from hot to cold. Woo! The energy that is contained in an object due to the motion of its particle is called thermal energy. Yung na-mention ko kanina. The thermal energy of an object is changed if heat is transferred to or from it. Let's proceed to activity 2, comparing heat capacities. Hindi tayo gagamit ng actual object or material sa experiment na to. Meron tayong gagamitin application na tinatawag na PET Interactive Simulation to compare the heat capacities of water and oil. Different materials have different specific heat capacities. Many metals have low specific heat capacities. This makes them easy to heat up and cool down. Parang sa oil kanina, no? Mas mabilis uminit yung oil, pero mas mabilis din siyang lumalamig compare sa water. Water now has a high specific heat capacity, and so it takes a long time to heat and a long time to cool.
Wow!
The amount of heat needed by a material to increase its temperature by a degree is called heat capacity. Ang symbol niya ay letter C. To be more specific, the term specific heat capacity is used, and these refer to the amount of heat required to increase the temperature of one unit mass of a given material by 1 Celsius degree. For example, water has a specific heat capacity of 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. So it takes 1 calorie of heat to reach the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. Now, balikan natin yung questions natin kanina, no? During warm days, you cool yourself by damping your skin with wet towel. Which of the following takes place? Sige nga, try nyo nga sagutin based dun sa ating mga napag-aralan kanina. Letter A ba? Letter B? Letter C? Or letter D? If your answer is letter B, you are correct. Your skin releases energy when water from your skin evaporates. Diba, kanina, na-mention na natin ang flow ng heat ay from hot to cool. See ya! Till next episode.